Hey, happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Gonna wait for some people to jump on. See who's around. Today's a big one. Today's an important one. Who wants to come out and play and prepare and navigate what's coming over the next month? Hi, Renee. How are you? See who else is around. Hi, Heather. Christina, Diane. How's everybody doing? So this is a big one, so I'm going to let some people jump on. You know, I know what you guys normally expect on Mystic Monday, but the last couple weeks due to the new moon that was in June was a real bitch for a lot of people. And I'm good, Heather. Hey, Christina. And it caused a lot of issues. Some people are really struggling with a number of different things, especially relationships. So today, actually, the moon was at its pinnacle. Today is the actually official day of July's new moon. And it's a big one. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's a big one. And I felt it was important that we get your month set up so you know what the energy is, what to do, what's coming, so you could focus your intent. It's so very important. And even after that, after I do this full moon live, I am actually, because I usually do this, with people in person, I do full moon ceremonies and things like that, but actually meditations to really tap into the energy and be able to draw on it. So people still have the ability to join it. It's only $15. It's going to be 30 minutes, 45 minutes tap, because people have to get on, get settled. It's done virtually. And it'll really help you draw in the energy and work with it, which is a great thing. So that's at 8:30 PST tonight, and any time zone can join it. So it's really a good opportunity for people, which is great. So tonight we're going to do the full moon forecast for the month of July, and what the stars have in store, which is connected to it, okay? All right, so this is, honestly, I'm so excited about it. It's like the whole who's ready thing, because this full moon is lucky for real. Like, it's a really lucky full moon. And it opens up communication and everything, which is great. July's super full moon is in Capricorn, and it's all about feeling, and it's an honest one. A lot of honesty with this full moon. So the tides, hello Lola, the tides are changing a bit now, which is great after the past couple weeks, which were a bitch, like I said. We are in luck that the full moon is trine Jupiter, okay, which is the planet of growth and good fortune. So we got some work to do this month, but it leads to emotional, spiritual, and material growth. So if you're looking to advance, okay, it's not just one that's going to help you spiritually. It's not just one that's going to help you emotionally, but it's one that's going to help you in relationships as well as prosperity and abundance, which is huge. It's like the triple, it's trifecta, which is amazing. Now, not only is the moon trine Jupiter this month, but aligns with the fixed star that brings truthfulness, optimism, and faith. Okay? Where are we? This is truly a lucky break after this past new moon, which was unfortunately for us square Neptune, which ushered in confusion, suspicion, and deception. Okay, so we flipped the script. We're on the other side now, which is fantastic. This full moon is creating the space and is the perfect time for you to share your feelings openly and honestly, to improve and heal any strained relationships. As you know, we are in the sign of Capricorn, and the moon is opposite Mercury, which is actually pretty common. Now, less common and extremely lucky for us, because remember, this is a lucky moon. Like, this really is a good one. And it's like smooth sailing. Like, I'm even doing the live in the energy of this moon. This moon is so chill, okay? Yes, I will be saving this like I always do, sweetheart. And that's more than fine. And I look forward to seeing you in the meditation tonight. So now less common, extremely lucky for us is that the full moon is trine Jupiter. With the abundance, with other harmonious blue aspects, it truly reinforces the fact this one is a lucky full moon. So it's a chill moon. It's just ride the wave. It's relax. You know, it's let things happen. You got to have the intent and give it a little bit of help, but it's going to bring you there, which is great. The July full moon is aligned with a lucky star called Nunki, with the planetary nature and energy of Jupiter and Mercury. So it's really a good combination. And what's great is, I always tell everybody, we all are working with the number 3s. So you have the trifecta here, you know, in any way, with what this full moon ushers in. And it's all about with the planets and the star as they're aligned, you know, because 3 is like that ascension number. That's that rise to where we try to get into that I am energy, because we're all here as humans. But our goal this lifetime is to rise and to ascend to that high end energy. So this moon is bringing balance back, which is fantastic. The sun now is opposite the moon, which brings home, family, and personal, intimate relationships into focus for the next 2 weeks of this moon phase. Opposing forces such as work versus home are what you need to focus, such as work versus home, or what you need versus what you want, create inner tension and external pressures. And that always happens. It does. If you're not aware, or if you do not pay attention to this, it can lead to conflict and crisis, therefore draining your energy. You already know when the moon is full, your emotions and instincts peak. So be aware, tap into this energy and your increased emotional strength and intuition to overcome any relationship challenges. Your subconscious awareness allows for a balanced and honest look at your relationships. You will be capable of seeing any relationship dynamics or negative feelings causing any disharmony in your world. And you'll see it, and if it's building, you'll see it coming, which is really a cool thing. With the full moon opposite Mercury, on its own could make it harder to understand your feelings and to share them. This type of polarized thinking can cause confusion and make it harder to relax. But because it's trine Jupiter, it makes it all the more laid back, relaxing, and easier to share your feelings. Hi, Yellow Wolf. Joss. Easier to share your feelings. New Mercury. Now, Mercury is aligned with a very fortunate fixed star. So everything, you know, we have 2 fixed stars that we're dealing with. We're dealing with Sirius and we're dealing with Nunki. Okay, so what's really cool about that is this. You know, the planets that are aligned with the moon right now are lucky ones, and they're relaxing. It's just, you know, cool runnings. Let's just put it that way. The stars that are fixed with it are lucky ones. So this is your lucky full moon. So take advantage of what it brings in and what it creates for you. So, being the fact that it's trine Jupiter, it makes it all more laid back, relaxing, and easier for you to share your feelings. Now, Mercury is aligned with a very fortunate fixed star, Sirius, at Cancer. The Jupiter-Mars star bestows upon the Jupiter-Mars star bestows upon you honor, being known, wealth, enthusiasm, faithfulness, devotion, passion, and resentment is there, and makes it, why is this folded? It makes it its native custodian, curator, and guardian. With Mercury, it brings great business success and help through influential people. Hey, Michaela, so see how that's working. Everything, Michaela, you'll love it, you know, what this moon's bringing in. all those things that it's bestowing upon you. When it says it's going to bring you wealth, okay, that doesn't mean you're going to be rich overnight. Okay, like a lot of people will say, oh, can you tell me what the lottery number is and all that other happy horse shit? We are not meant to make money in that manner. If you do, it's a gift. And if you notice, normally the people that win the lottery are the ones who are very, very old or are rich already. Every once in a while you get somebody that's not, that's middle-aged, that could really use the money, or a young person, and it's going to really benefit them. So, when we do things, nothing is supposed to be an equal exchange of energy. You're supposed to work for what you have and build something and give it that worth. So nobody's going to get a free ride. But this moon is bringing in this amazing energy, which brings in, like I said, this moon is bringing in and bestows upon you. Because you're supposed to work for it. And that's just the truth. I don't know why it's old people. I mean, they need it, but it's different. But it bestows upon you. Remember, this full moon is bestowing upon you honor, being known, which means you are becoming well known for what you do in whatever world you're in, or people are talking about you, but in a good way, not in a negative way. Wealth, enthusiasm, faithfulness, devotion, passion, which there could be some resentment, and make its natives custodian, curator, and guardians. With Mercury, it brings great business success. So people looking for jobs out there, Jenna, and even Yvette, and help through influential people. So you can actually get, and Michaela, you as well, you can actually get help. It's going to bring great business success and help through influential people. So if you have those people in your life and access them, do not be afraid to draw upon that, okay? The full moon trine Jupiter draws in good luck, happiness, faith, optimism, generosity. It amplifies your emotions, intuition, imagination, and dreaming and daydreaming. Get in the habit of allowing yourself to daydream, okay? You are able to better understand your feelings and share them. Like, this part is really important for you, Joss. This is why, besides the communication aspect, which I felt was, when I was doing the work today on it, you were one of the people that came into my head. But it amplifies your emotions, intuition, imagination, and dreaming. You are able to better understand your feelings and share them more easily, ushering in a more relaxed attitude and high spirits, which are ideal for socializing, recreation, and leisure. You will find that family should be more supportive and comforting to one another during this full moon. Your intimate relationships, and I'm saying intimate relationships, will benefit from openness and honesty, the empowered mutual respect and understanding, and it can lead to successful new relationships, or empowered, amplified current ones that just needed a little bit of communication, just needed a little bit more openness and honesty. Growth and prosperity are also in the lineup and can come through travel, higher education, business, philosophy, religion, and spirituality. Now, this full moon is in the sign of Capricorn, but I want you to remember, it is in the sign of Capricorn, but it's mostly affected by the constellation Sagittarius. And for people who are new that haven't learned this, which I've gone over in a couple lives, okay, even though it's in the sign of Capricorn, but it is in the constellation of Sagittarius, as I have explained to y'all before, the signs and the constellations do not match up. They don't match up. They're not aligned anymore. This is because over the last 2,000 years, the constellations have moved nearly 30 degrees out of alignment with the signs because of the precession of equinoxes. The zodiac, okay, was actually created only as a measuring device. So all the signs, even though they all have traits and tendencies, it was created as a measuring device. Like the astrologers of old, when I do the work, I tend to use the constellations and fixed stars for interpretation, not the signs alone, because it's actually the constellations and the fixed stars that truly have the effect, as well as the planets. So it's a little bit deeper than y'all think, you know. Now, what happened? Okay, this is the weirdest thing that happened. I just have to stop 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. I thought I missed a couple pages. Oops, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. Where did it all go? Where did it all go? I freaked myself out. And it's just because this was a pretty straightforward and not a complicated moon. That's why that happened. I scared myself. Now, Nunki is the closest major fixed star to the moon. It is supposed to be in the vein of the Archer's hour. It gives truthfulness, optimism, and a religious spiritual mind. It has always brought favorable events for mariners and shippers. The fixed star Nunki is exactly like Jupiter and Mercury, giving thoughtfulness, generosity, and philosophical outlook. Okay? This is such a lucky star, especially for communication, negotiation, travel, study, business, legal matters, and making plans. Now, the July full moon will last for 2 weeks up to July 18th new moon. This waning moon phase, okay, is good for releasing, letting go, resting, healing, regenerating, contemplating, harvesting, pruning, and believe it or not, cutting your hair, which I actually need to trim mine, I think. So that's why I just got, usually when I do the work, it goes on for pages. But that was a pretty straightforward. We were able to cover all the planets' alignments and what's going on with this new moon. But that's really great because it's actually giving us time to do another bit of stuff before 8 o'clock. So this is such a powerful new moon, and one that allows you to relax and just draw these things in and do the work needed. Now, let's open up the floor, okay? This was a quickie full moon because it was straight, like I said, it was straightforward. You know, there was no warnings I had to give you, you know. Thank you so much. But the thing is, there's no warnings I had to give you. But if you really don't work with the energy and you really don't allow yourself to communicate and get over certain fears, you have luck on your side. So you're going to be great. But if you don't tap in and do that work, then it's not going to happen for you. So don't listen to a full moon forecast and just assume, oh, great, that's going to happen. So all this great stuff is going to happen this month. This is a lucky moon. Don't do that because you're expecting, and then if you don't do anything about it, nothing will help you. So it's like that old saying, God helps those who help themselves. When you make a wish, it's actually like saying a prayer. It's putting something out, but you have to follow through. Just when I do readings with people, I'm like, listen, this is what's coming. This is what's headed. This is what you need to do. I give people play-by-plays on what they need to do. But ultimately, it is a choice. Don't ever go back to a true, and I'm going to say true psychic, not like a boardwalk psychic, or medium and say, nothing you did happened. I've had, when I was younger, people walk through the door, and then I learned to warn them ahead of time because I'd say, I don't want to hear it. That's what I'd say. Okay. So, I am going to save this, Ms. Ide, and I'm going to be on here, what time are we at? Till about 8 o'clock, because then I have to prepare for the full moon meditation tonight. So, I learned to tell them in the beginning. You know, I've had people walk in before they even said anything, walk through my door, and I go, you didn't do a damn thing I told you to do. And then I'll have people say, well, it didn't happen what you said was going to happen. And I'm like, you didn't do the work. I'm like, do you realize you don't understand the power of knowledge in the future? When I do readings with you, I'm giving you knowledge. I'm giving you a heads up. You know, if something's going to go wrong, we can fix it if that's not what you want to happen. Or, Joss, I'm guilty of that. Or if you're changing your path and you're working on career or love or any of those things that we're working with, I'm pretty straightforward on what you have to do to get there. Now, the mistake that most people make is there's a lot of people who come in and they'll get a reading, and then because they trust you so much or because they just think, oh my goodness, she said that, that's so great, you know, whatever I'm saying, right? Even the readings where somebody's being beaten, they have to leave because it's not going to stop, you know? So the thing is, me too, I'm trying to change my ways, just so resistance inside me. Michaela, your issue is that you're not ready for the certain, we discussed this, remember? I said, you're not, I said, this is what we need to do, let's prepare. But because you have that beautiful baby girl and you don't want to miss anything her first year, you don't want that. That's why you're going to grind and get through it until what do you call it? You're ready to let go and do what you need to do. So that's going to be what, well, it's not that you don't force things, Ms. Dede. It's you have to, some things you have to really work hard for, but you have to be patient for them to happen, okay? Because some things take time, especially if you're building, even relationships. So it's understanding the work has to be done. And you have to be optimistically aggressive in everything you do. But they're going to take time. Too many people are passive about things, or complacent, and they want things to change, but they're not willing to do what's necessary. And it has to be consistent. If you're not consistent, it's not going to happen. You can't do good for a couple days and then drop the ball. You just can't. So you consistently have to do the work. And as you're doing the work, realizing that the change is going to happen, it's just going to take time, because the universe will have it happen for you, but it's just going to take time. Just like if you want and you ask the universe for something, you better be damn specific about what it is you want, because if you're wishy-washy or you're not being clear, it's going to come back off a kosh. It's going to be all a mess. Okay? All right, so now, so I'll tell people you didn't do the work. Now, the problem is a lot of people, when they get the information, they automatically think, oh, wow, this is going to happen because Elena said so. And guess what? You're damn right it's going to happen. I get people all the time telling me, you absolutely were right. I had somebody that I told them, I said, she's like, when am I going to find my job, that I like and I'm supposed to be with? And this was last October. I said, you're going to find it in 6 months. And she looked at me. I said, it's going to come in 6 months. Okay. And I got a text from her exactly 6 months later. She goes, I really didn't think you were going to be right because it was so far out. She's like, exactly when you said I was going to get my job. Thank you so much, Goldner. When I get the job, exactly 6 months later, I got the job. And I had to let you know. I get texts all the time of the readings that I make, and as things as I predicted happening, they've come through. So when I give you time frames and everything, they're what spirit tells me. And that's just the way it is. So, but by not listening to see, and it's even worse when you deal with somebody like me, because you're getting direct message from spirit or the universe. Okay. I called your baby 2 years before and I thought you were off your rocker. Your stuff. That's right. Michaela, I told her she was getting pregnant and I told her when, and I was right, which is cool. So it just tells people, you may think it's off the wall, but it's going to happen. It just happens that way. It's just, I don't understand. I was blessed with a gift from birth, and this is who I am, and I just listen to what Spirit has to say. And believe it or not, some shit that I come up with sometime, I'm like, I even ask Spirit before I say anything to somebody in my head. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? And they're like, yeah, it is. And they'll repeat it. So it's really kind of funny because I'll sit there and go, I'm going to sound like I'm off my rocker. I called your pregnancy too. 7-week scan Monday. That's so cool. And I'm so glad. And I told you were going to I told you. So now the funniest thing is, and as even far as the pregnancy, like this past, let me tell you something. We had a baby making moon. And let me tell you, in our soul family, we literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, it might be 5 people that got pregnant. So it's really cool. Or found out they were pregnant over this new moon, which was fantastic. And one of them was completely an unplanned pregnancy. So, it's just really cool, that I get to be a part of that. But because you're dealing with somebody like me, I'm getting direct message from Spirit, and I give you the information. I give you the tools, tell you how to get there, and I stick. That would be interesting, Joss. That definitely would. Can I be there for the child? Can I be there for the birth of your baby, Joss? Please, I'll come to Canada for the birth of your baby. But and you don't listen to what I tell you, okay? And you don't get the information and use it. And then, by not using the information and by just assuming that because Elena said it, it's going to happen, and you think it's done and you're good, you in that moment changed your future. And why did you change your future? Because I told you what was going to happen. I gave you direction of what you needed to do to get there. And I stick with you. But because you assumed and changed your future in that second, it was changed because then you didn't do the things that you would have done to get your new job, to draw in your love, to improve your health. So then you could create a situation where you get stuck. And the problem is with, and I wonder if everybody's going to say what I say, going to know what I said, because I say it all the time. What happens when you don't listen to Spirit and universe when they tell you what to do? When they go through little old me and tell you what to do, what happens? Tell me, what happens? Just out of curiosity. Anybody know? Anybody? Because we've discussed this quite a few times. We did. Waiting, because I know you guys know what happens when you don't listen to Spirit or universe. You do. Nobody's going to participate and say what happened. What happens from the universe? When you don't listen to the universe. Yeah, that moved a little bit quickly, Joss. You were supposed to take your time with that one, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get through that. The universe bitch slaps you. It bitch slaps you. If you got the information, they know you got it, and it was clearly read to you, and you don't do what your universe does, they bitch slapped you. The first time it's a bitch slap, it stings a little bit, but not so bad. Yep, if you do it all, you get all the good stuff. But next time you don't listen, you get bitch slapped even harder. The next time you don't listen, it's even harder. And then it'll get to the point where you ignored everything that the universe said. And I've had people do this, which just would come back and they just couldn't bring themselves to do what needed to be done. Okay, they couldn't. Universe will get to the point where they literally bitch slap you so hard, they pull the rug out from underneath you, and you don't just land on your ass. You'll end up where it feels like you're at the bottom of a well. Now, is it going to be okay? Yes, but at that point, they put you in a place where you really feel it. Thank you so much, Stephanie. And you have to crawl out of the well. And that could take a while. But you got me when you have to do that too. So then usually people will change things immediately. And it's important to know that's how the universe works. You have to do your part. It's an equal exchange in energy. There has to be. It has to be in balance. For anybody that's just, congratulations on your new baby girl, Lisbeth. Congratulations. Lisbeth just had her baby girl. It's her second. She's got 2 little girls now. From what I hear, she's absolutely gorgeous. So that's important for you to know. Anybody who's just jumping on, we did the full moon live, and it was a quickie because it's such a good and lucky moon. It was pretty straightforward. There was no warnings that I had to tell you about or anything like that, which is great. So if you go back to the beginning and listen to it, you'll be fine. Okay? So, who wants to do some past lives? I remember a long time ago you said I was having a boy. I feel like it's a boy, but I don't know yet. If I said it, I would have to tap in on the energy. I just saw her babies and they remain my favorite babies. How funny. I haven't tapped into this baby's energy yet, honey. I wasn't going to do anything in reference to after we got to a certain point so that I knew you were okay. I don't want to do something that's, you got to take it easy. Just go with the flow. Goldener, and don't let that. So who wants to do past lives? We're doing past lives. Okay. All right, we'll do this. You guys ready to tune into your energy to help out a little bit with this? We haven't done past lives in a while, so this is a completely different full moon live. Does Ms. want to come on, or does she just want to do it through here? I was my mom's mom in a past life, and we lived in a vineyard. Okay. Ms., do you want to come on live, or do you want me to just do it through here? Through here. Yep. Okay. All right. So sometimes it's easier for you guys to tap into somebody's. I remember you told me you had polio. Well, you did. That was one of them. Oh my God. Okay. Do you want to know how many past lives you've had, Ms.? Josh said to pick you. She's a virgin. Well, welcome. This is your soul family. If you come back, you're one of us. Oh, that's right. You're translating. How cute. No clue? No clue? Ooh. I'm actually going to do something I don't have because I got something really cool on her. All right. Do you want to come on live? Do you want me to do it here? It's usually easier for you guys when somebody comes on live for you to be able to tap into their energy. Because you see them, I can tap into people's energy like this. So I'm fine doing it this way. Are we just going to go ahead and do it, Joss? Or are we not invading her space, her spiritual space? So, Joss, let me know. Hi, Becky. How are you, sweetheart? All right, I'm waiting here. I don't want to go on anybody else because I got something on her. Her name's Audrey. Josh, what am I doing? Am I doing it or not? Because I got something really cool on her. So am I doing it or not? All right, come on. You have me like watering out the mouth here because this is really cool. I'm doing what I normally don't do, but I think it's a treat. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, and then I'll give her something that she was. You're not prepared mentally. This is a fun thing. This isn't a bad thing. This isn't a bad thing. Do it on here. We're doing it right now. Okay, everybody, her name is Audrey. She's from Canada. She's friends with Joss, I guess. So on here, she's Ms. Day. I'll let you tap into her energy. How many lifetimes do you think she's had here? Kind of fun, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. I'm all excited because I'm going to actually do a lifetime on you guys. So, everybody tap in who wants to let me know how many lifetimes. Not so old as you think, Joss. Lolo says 12. I got a 12. I got a 5. Josh, you're so off base. It's insane, but good shot. Jen's a 15. Beth says 20s. Rochelle says 32. I know it's easier when you can see somebody's face, but, this is her first time, so she's going incognito. 5. Josh, you want to just be, you have to remember the amount of lifetimes you live. Let me give you some education, teaching moment here. The amount of lifetimes you live have nothing to do with how many lives you've been here. You could be somebody who lives 6 lifetimes and have amazing wisdom, because sometimes people don't come back right away. They'll spend on the other side for a while, be a spirit guide or take a vacation, depending on the lifetime they have. So you could have been somebody that has gone through the ages, okay, and been six lifetimes and be incredibly full of wisdom. So there's that old saying, sometimes less is more, okay? All right, so I got my little, today we're going to use the chakra pendulum. You see my little chakra pendulum? And I'm going to call it, and then we're going to see what the pendulum does. For anybody who doesn't know the pendulum, it's going to tell us, but ooh, look at the energy. You see him popping? You see him popping? And it's so funny. She's getting a little bit annoyed because I'm like, you see him popping? And she goes, do you see she popping? See her popping. So you see her popping? So it's a girl energy on the thing. It's going to tell us what yes, what no is. When we do lives, it will turn in circles. And then what happens is it'll turn in circles. And when it finishes, then it'll go back and forth because it's actually stopping the circle. Okay? All right, I'm calling it. She's been here 13 lifetimes. All right? All right, here we go. We're doing lifetimes. All right, balance your energy. How many, tell us what you do when you say yes. So yes is back and forth. Stopping. I don't believe, twerking. Ugh. But she was bouncing. What do you do when you say no? She's going side to side. And what do you do when you count? She's ready to go because she was already going circular. So look at her energy. Stop. Stop moving. I got to ask you a question. How many lifetimes has Audrey lived? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then it goes back and forth. 13. Now, I got such a cool glimpse of a past lifetime from her. So I have to share it, okay? About, how many lifetimes back was it? I'm not quite sure how many lifetimes back, but it was an older plane. An older, back in the fighter planes, but the older ones. Okay. Yes, you were Lolo Fit. So it was, she was actually in war, and she was an officer, and she was a French fighter pilot. Okay. So she was from France. And the coolest thing is she didn't die in that war. She actually was very well decorated. She lived through it. In that lifetime, she was married to a blonde woman who was probably about 10 years younger than her. It was the older planes, the older fighter pilots, you know. She was married to a woman who was like 10 years younger than her. And she had 3 children in that, and it was 2 boys and a girl. So she actually had a very full life. And she went through a war. And she survived the war, which is pretty cool. In my head, it was like the bombers. I'm not going to say it was a jet. It was a bomber, one of the old bombers. You know, those big, heavy bombers. So it might have been World War II. I would have to look online to see what the planes look like, and I would be able to tell you, which is really cool. So it was really cool because when I tapped into her energy, still going through war, when I tapped in her energy, all right, all I could see was, and she was not too tall, not too short, so she was probably about 5'11". She actually had like a sandy brown, or, you know, that blonde hair, not a mousy color, but almost like that light brown hair that have the really pretty highlights in them. So it's like mixed together. And I could see her with her sunglasses on and the hat and the bomber jacket, which was really cool. So I got all excited, and when I tapped in, and I was like, wow, I think it was 2022, World War II. Ugh. But I can see the plane, what it looks like, because it's one of those big round, like, you know, they look like they had the big bellies and the propellers, which I know all planes have propellers, okay, so I'm aware. And I could just see her so clearly, so it was really cool in that, you know, where she was from, which was neat, which was really cool. So, yeah, but that's what I got on you. That's a little peek into one of your lifetimes, which is fantastic. So, which is cool. And then she has a habit like that time after that, she actually jumped right back into life again after she passed away. Yeah, we can research that 100%. It's easy. All I have to do is go pull up fighter, you know, bomber planes. And, yeah, I think so too. All I'd have to do is pull up the pictures of the planes and then, I'd be able to tell you. Okay. So now, the coolest thing is when you do a past life regression, you can actually go back to that lifetime and another lifetimes, which is really cool. Things that happen in that lifetime may be the cause of things that's going on in this lifetime. Remember, guys, when you do a past life regression, the very first one you do, and people do multiple, I can't tell you how many lifetimes they do, because then they want to go through all their lifetimes, or they get really interested in a couple of them, though, can we just go back there so I can explore more? So that they do that. But your first past life regression is going to bring you to the 3 most relevant lifetimes that are currently affecting this life. Because you have to remember, it's not the first time you were here. Your DNA, what's within you, your soul signature, let's call it, keeps those memories, so they come with you. So sometimes you could have reoccurring things of something that happened in another lifetime that holds you here. Like I always said, some people that have asthma and it's not explained, turns out they died in a fire from smoke inhalation or drowned. People that are afraid of closed-in places, like really claustrophobic. Turns out that they were locked like in an Egyptian tomb with the pharaoh because they were one of the servants, and they actually put servants in the tomb and sealed them with them. So they basically, suffocated to death and died that horrible death. They didn't put them in their dead. They put them in a living. They're servants. And then a lot of times people go through these past life regressions, and then they come out and they realize it, and then all of a sudden they don't have asthma anymore. They don't have claustrophobia anymore. People that always get the burning, like the heartburn, right by the sternum, right there, they'll go back and realize that they were in a war and they had been run through in that area by a sword. And by realizing that, they no longer get pain in that area. sharp pains or that burning sensation of being run through by a blade. So it's really, you know, past life regressions are really, they're really valuable. And they kind of make you understand what journeys you're taking, kind of thing. And they teach you the lessons you need to know. My leg's going numb. All right, who's next? Let's go. Who hasn't done a lifetime with me yet? Yellow Wolf, I'll give you a past lifetime. But let me get some, let's see. Alrighty. Let me see. Who am I going to pick on? Well, she didn't die in the plane, so that's a good thing. Funniest thing is a very dear friend of mine. We do a lot of work together and a lot of energy work. Well, we do a lot of energy work because he's not like a medium like I am. We do energy work. And the funniest thing is okay, I'll do Elizabeth. And I got to do Yvette because I know she never did it. Did I ever do any lifetimes with Elizabeth before? At all? Like how many? So what happened was in this lifetime, and he always had flashbacks. He was actually a pilot in World War II as well. And then he ended up working on planes. That's what he does now. So he worked on planes. He works on planes at an airport. So it's really funny that, well, you just can't get away from the planes, can you? He's also very much connected to his twin flame that I connected him with, which was a cool thing too when I did a session with him, and I did, which was neat. That was actually really cool. We've done some really crazy shit. Let me tell you, when you get going and you get down, there's so much work we can do. It's just, it's mind blowing what's out there, and so many people don't even realize it, or they're afraid of it when they don't need to be. All right, Salty Beth. You can see her picture, which is nice. Do you want to come on live? Would you like to come on live, Salty Beth, or are you going to stay hidden because you're not feeling good? Oh, you're so tired, honey. You are drained. That baby's getting you. Do you want to come online or no? Yes. Ooh, she's coming online. What fun. All right, now this makes it easier for everybody. Accept my invitation. I just invited you. That's all right. Baby on you. I love when I get to see the babies. They make me happy. You see my invitation? You just click accept. I've actually had people on here that were breastfeeding at the same time that they did who came on here with me. Come on, I already got your lifetimes, lady. Let's go. Can you find it? Yes, no, maybe. There's such a lag when I do lives. Hi, Luke. How are you? Anybody in Jersey? I think you're still in Jersey. Amazing photographer. That would be Luke Apice Photography. Amazing photographer. All right, it said you're unable to join. Oh, there we go. You. So if anybody needs to get some, some shots done, definitely hit him up. Look at you. Look at all that hair. How much heartburn did you have when you were pregnant in that perfect little? How much heartburn did you have?
Shit, I had so much. It was bad.
Yeah,
it was the same with her sister too. I had a lot of heartburn with both of them.
Oh, well, hair does it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's not an old wives' tale. Usually babies that have a lot of hair, they give you heartburn.
Oh, yeah. Fine.
So beautiful. What did you name her again?
Her name is Michaela.
Michaela. How's her sister with her? I get that
she's actually really good with her.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't jealous or anything.
No.
She doesn't care if she cries. She seems very secure of herself. No issues at all, honestly.
But it's so much love that you gave her beforehand because you were neurotic with her. So
yeah,
you gave her
definitely
so much love. So.
Definitely.
Okay, now that everybody can see,
for the most part. Sorry, guys.
Elizabeth, how many lifetimes do you think she's been here? Can now tap into her energy? It's usually for people good when they tap into their energy. Give me lifetimes. Come on, guys. Give me lifetimes. Lolo says 27. Jen says 8. We haven't done this in a while. So this is, they have to get their skills back up again. Is the day. Aubrey says 9. Yellow Wolf says 17. Your sister says 20. Stephanie says 12. Okay. All right. I'm calling 16. So your girl calls 16. All right. Stop. She's talking to a crazy lady on the phone. So what you do when you say yes. Back and forth, guys. Stop. Show us what you do when you say no. Show us what you do when you're counting or thinking. Circles. Stop. How many lifetimes has Elizabeth been here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then it goes back and forth, back and forth. 16. 16. How you can determine lifetimes? Well, you can do a past life regression, or if you know how to work with a pendulum and know how to keep your hand real still and are open enough to allow your guides to work through you or spirit guides to work through you, you can figure that out. We have 5 people so far doing the meditation after. We're doing a full moon meditation. Now, this is not the normal meditations that usually go on for a bit because I do readings at the end of them for people. This is a straight full moon meditation that's going to be a straight 30 to 45 minutes. The only reason I'm saying 45 minutes because it's going to take people a while. Sometimes the people have to get on and yada, yada, yada. Somebody might be running a couple minutes late. So it's a straightforward meditation designed to have you connect and tap into the energy of the moon, especially this one, and utilize it. So that's anybody who still wants to do it. It's only $15. And you can still join after, I'm done with the live. So that's how that works. Okay, so I know you got that, baby. Yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there.
I'm lucky she's quiet right now. Last night was horrible, honestly.
Just love her. This is going to be a better month, though. So it's a smooth sailing. It's a lucky moon. Let's hope that affects her.
Let's hope.
Lucky moon energy. Okay, Ivy, I'll see you later. Gotta go hit the showers. Okay, so I gotta tap into a past life for you. This is interesting. Okay, hold on. I just gotta get a little bit clearer view of where this was. Interesting is in this lifetime I actually see you as a baby. Okay, this lifetime I actually see you as a baby. That's why I was trying to figure out what the hell are you showing me. The first thing I heard when I tapped into the energy was freedom. And that was kind of your mother's goal, was to get to a place of freedom. Okay. And she had you in like one of those, linen, she held you in a linen thing. She was wearing like a full skirt. And you were actually born in Cuba. is when you were born. But I get it was probably based on the type of dress. I got to figure out what year it was. Had to have been like, not when everybody think, the Cuban War and all that other nonsense. It had to be like maybe the early 1900s is when this was, or the late 1800s. Okay. Um, and her goal was to come here to America, and she got you here. Okay. Um, and you actually went to New York City. You didn't go to Miami like people used to do. She needed to be in New York City. And I get it. It was just you and your mother. I don't see a father or brothers there. So she carried you on her own. The only problem and this is, I think, what affects you in this life, which makes a lot of sense because I've done some work with you. So this kind of gives us a little insight. Once she got to New York City and you were there for a few months, she got really sick. I don't know if it was dysentery or something like that. And you were still a baby and you lost your mom. So, and then you actually had somebody that was a neighbor that actually took you in, that had begun
Oh,
friends, or gotten close with your mother. So it's not like you went to an orphanage. But in that lifetime, it was very hard for you because you never felt like not that you didn't fit. You were a really quiet kid, but almost like you didn't feel like you had a place where you belonged because nobody could tell you anything about like your mom. Nobody could tell you anything about your family, where you came from. So, and it was hard because, you were Cuban. So, believe it or not, the woman who took you in was like an Irish woman. So you definitely didn't look alike. Let's just put it that way.
yeah.
So it was rough. Now, when you come back to this one, okay, sometimes those feelings that you had where you didn't fit, you didn't have a strong handle on your identity, some of the doubt and pain you came through. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Maybe.
Let it settle. Resonates from that lifetime, especially some issues that you've had with your mom. But it's not necessarily because of your mom. It's just because of the feelings you had that took over for that lifetime.
Okay.
But I think that's also why you're so neurotic with your babies. Neurotic with everything happens. But I do think, now I think I know who that ghost is in your house that won't go away. Because it hasn't gone away yet, has it?
Uh, I'm not sure. I mean, I was really freaked out when I saw it.
Uh-huh.
Um, but then I told you I
The
like did
cleansing.
the
Uh-huh.
cleansing again. And I mean, we still feel kind of weird in that room
Uh-huh.
where I saw it, but
She told you no. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to now I know who it is.
oh boy.
That's your mom. That's your mom.
Oh no, really?
Why is it, oh no,
I
really?
I don't know. I just it's just kind of
In other words,
uh
I know who she is. She doesn't mean any harm,
okay.
and especially now since there's a new baby in the house, she's going to be drawn. And you might start seeing your kids like looking up, especially this baby right here. She has more of the connection she has is a very strong connection to that baby. So there's nothing evil, but that should
To
make
know.
you feel better knowing, because when she passed away, she did all she could to get you out of Cuba with her to start a new
And when
life. in New
You
York
say
City.
neurotic. What do you mean?
You're very in a way where sometimes you're overly protective of them. You're very specific with them. You worry a lot. You worry a lot, like you do, because I've gotten the text from you, so don't tell me you haven't. I can pull up. I save every text you guys. Just so you know, you guys can say whatever you want. Every text you've ever sent me when you were in crisis, I don't delete shit. I don't delete shit because then I'm like, why are you telling me you didn't do that? I pull it up and I show it to you. You're very protective. You're very loving, making sure Elizabeth, she has you down. Your sister says I have you down. And it's not in a negative way, but a lot of your anxiety and stuff, and then even have the ghosts in there because you're starting to see them now, it's making you nervous and it scares you. But at least now we know who it is and you don't have to be afraid. Now, if you really want her to leave, now we know who we're asking to leave. And
I
she might,
definitely don't. Yeah, if it's nothing
but
negative.
if it's something that affects you, but I think it helps knowing that you don't have anything bad there that's going to hurt you or hurt the kids.
Yeah.
So I think that's so important for you. And then just allowing, and you just really have to, over the next few months, you really got to allow yourself to just rest as much as you can and be mellow. She's
I
going
was
to
just
calm down. You have about 4 months of what she's doing.
I was just telling my husband Chris today, one of my biggest anxieties has to do with like food
Mhm.
with the kids. And I never quite understood why, but like if I feel like they don't have enough food,
Mhm.
then I get a little crazy,
Yeah,
and it gives me like a lot of anxiety
yeah.
if I don't feel like there's enough food in the
Mhm.
house.
And that's part of it. Because you got to remember how poor you were in that lifetime.
Mm,
And you felt like your mother left you. You never understand it. You never understood it. I'm telling you, they brought that up immediately for you to understand things you're going through now. Even those feelings of separation, anxiety,
yeah.
and all that other shit that goes on. So,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right, Mom, you're welcome. I missed you. It's been a minute.
I know, and it will probably continue to be a
Hey,
minute. I really
you
wanted
got a
to do
baby.
the meditation, but honestly, she'll probably wake up in like maybe 30
Oh,
minutes and just cry for the rest of the night.
yeah, no. Um, she's gonna be she's this one she's different. She's a little different. I think you're just gonna be going through things and just be patient. Um, for the next probably about 4 months. So know what. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you know what you're in for, but it's just because she really liked being inside you. She really liked the sound of your heartbeat. Did you get like one of those bears or something that has your heartbeat recorded in it?
No.
You can go to Build-A-Bear. Easiest thing to do. Um, you don't have to order it through Amazon where they have you do a recording of that shit. You go to Build-A-Bear. And take the other one with you so she can make her own little stuffed animal. Because you have to, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
you can get a bear or any stuffed animal you want. And they'll record your heartbeat and they put it
Cool.
inside of the stuffed animal so that the baby can hear it.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. And
I'll have to
the
do that.
sound of that's why babies get severe separation anxiety as newborns, because you have to remember you were literally a part of each other, sharing the same blood and everything
Right.
for 9 months. She had the sound of your heartbeat, and she was basically like floating in creation because you had creation in your womb. So it was water, it was fluid, she was floating. It's just that calm darkness. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
what she heard was the sound of your heart. So a lot of times babies have a hard time being away from their mother when they're first born because of the fact they need that closeness, that security, because this is a big, scary world.
Right.
So that's why a lot of times the babies will sleep better that way than in their own cribs.
Right.
It's just this, they go through severe separation anxiety. And she's very attached to you. She really is. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the one that kind of always stays with you and is a little scaredy cat and hides behind your leg when new people come. Would not be surprised. But yeah, so take your time, and you know I'm here when you need me.
I
Okay?
appreciate it. Thank you,
All
Elena.
right, you're welcome anytime. How old is your baby, really quick? That's what Angela wants
This
to know.
baby,
Yeah.
she's 3 weeks today, and Mia just turned 2 today.
Oh my goodness, tell her happy birthday, little
I
nugget.
will. I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you click out. Annie, my kids were in bed with me. You have no idea how long. In fact, Gracie, I think she was 13 when she finally, because she's my scaredy cat, my Gracie. She finally, decided, like I said, you really just got to get comfortable sleeping in your own bed, kid. You really do. But it was just me and her. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, my husband passed away years ago. So it's not like somebody was in bed with, it was just me and her. And I don't mind. I didn't mind at all having my babies in bed with me. I didn't bug me. I don't do all that other stuff that all these people do. I give them the comfort where they need it. Plus, I just adore them. So, okay, here we go. Where are you? Where are you? Okay. Maria, 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 where are you? I'm not going to actually sing it. You don't want to hear my voice.
Are you live yet? All right, hold on.
I know.
Let me switch. There it is. I just
Hi.
Hi.
Why were you in the hospital?
COVID.
Wow. You got
Yeah.
COVID now?
Yeah. Bad.
Wow. Oh, bad. It's going
Mhm.
to, I could hear it in your voice too. It hits you
Yeah.
hard. Thank
It,
God.
it, yeah, it was pretty scary.
Did they let her in to see you or no?
She was in the same hospital the day after me
For what?
for the same thing.
They should have put you in the same damn room.
They didn't put us in the same damn room, but
Did you have private room or did you have to share it with somebody else?
no, we had I had a private
For,
room.
yeah, because they have to quarantine you guys from other people
Yeah.
too. You know.
I had a private room. I was in isolation for 3 days, and then they transferred me to another room, still private, but yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take you about 3 months to get over this, kid.
3 months? You think it's gonna take me 3 months to get
Before
back to normal?
you feel, not totally, but to feel completely better where you feel normal again. It took a really big hit on your immune system is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
So your immune system has to cover. You're not going to have long COVID, which I'm thankful for, but you're just
Mm.
going to have lingering effects of how it hits you because of
Yeah.
the way that it hits you. So it doesn't mean you're going to be dying. It just means, your body's going to need the time to recover. That's also partly because, and I'm not calling you old in any way, it's because of your age.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a big traumatic experience for you.
Yeah.
So,
It was pretty scary.
yeah, yeah.
Donna started not feeling good. On a Thursday, went to the doctors on Friday. They diagnosed her with COVID.
Yeah.
And then I started not feeling good on Saturday and went to the doctors on Sunday.
You
And
had
on Monday
COVID?
I wound up in the hospital because I was out of it.
Yeah,
Totally out of it.
yeah. You got there soon enough too, which was good.
Yeah.
Now, had you gotten the shot?
No. Remember,
Okay.
I'm allergic to all that stuff. So.
No, I know. I forgot. Well, I've never gotten the shot either, and I've had COVID a couple times, believe it or not. But, your body builds up the immunity. So I just didn't know if you had gotten the shot or not. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember. Okay. So what
Yeah.
else is going on? Do you want to do your lifetimes? Are you in the mood? Or you want something else? Do you need an answer to something else? You get to ask whatever you want.
Well, Donna didn't fare well with it. The COVID has hurt her pretty bad. She's in pretty bad shape still.
What's going on with Donna's heart?
Um,
From the COVID?
I don't know. I don't think anything. They haven't said anything about the heart.
Well, that's not what they said. How is she feeling? How does her chest feel? How's her chest been feeling? Ask her.
Donna, Elena wants to know how your chest is feeling. Fine, she says. They're telling her something about the heart.
But it could. Usually sometimes that happens sometimes after. Like once you start getting better at something. Just have her be aware of like how her heart's beating and that other stuff. That is a thing from COVID. But when you said to ask, they just showed me her heart. But they're showing me her heart with blood flow. Has she been to the doctors? Has she been to the doctors to actually get checked out completely?
She's supposed to go to the doctor, the cardiologist, Wednesday.
Okay, because when I tap into Donna, that might be why. I get something with her heart, but I think it's with the blood flow. But I get something with her heart. Why is she going to the cardiologist?
To get cleared for surgery.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah. So we'll see what happens when she goes to the cardiologist. Unless they were just tapping in and letting me know that she has to do something with her heart, and she's going on Wednesday. So it could be that too. But I just see her heart is what I see. I think they might delay the surgery for a little bit though because of the COVID thing. I think she might be delayed a little bit on her surgery, depending how she recovers. But the both of you, it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while, it really is. But yeah, I get something with her heart. Nothing bad. She's not going to drop dead on you. But maybe that was just because you're going to the cardiologist on Wednesday.
She said, okay.
So, but yeah. Do you have anything else for me? What the hell's wrong with Brian? What's up with your son?
It's good as far as I know. I saw him yesterday on video because it was the baby's birthday, so.
Brian's a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
How's his business doing?
Well, he hasn't kept that going.
He hasn't?
He hasn't, no. He started working as assistant chief engineer in a hotel.
Congratulations. That's why I don't get anything on his business, because I tapped into Brian. I'm like, what's wrong? His business isn't doing anything. I'm like, what's going on? So he actually decided to go do that. That's good. All right, cool. So that's why they showed me that, because when I tapped into him and was focusing on his business, it was like it's not working. So he just decided to close that.
Yeah. He's not doing anything.
His pinky is broken. Brian, are you still doing tattoos on the side?
Is he there?
Yeah. He taps in all this. That's very cool. No, when I tapped into you with your mom, they're like, and immediately I was tapping into like just to see what was going on with your business when I tapped in. And it was just like, there's issues there with this business. And then your mom said it's not there anymore. And that's like, I was like, okay, that's why. Are you doing your tattoos on the side? Do you have the rigs where you can go to people's houses? Or are you too busy as work? No time really. I do every once in a while for small clients. Keep that up for small clients and keep that flow going. Maybe arrange where you could do like a tattoo party. Because if you have your rig, you can go. I don't know what it is because it's a little bit good side income, especially for when you're going to need extra for what you want to do over the holidays. So don't completely let that down because it's also an outlet for you. It's also an outlet for you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So funny. Whenever Brian sees you on too, he jumps on right away. You need as much rest as possible, lady.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm glad that she's going. Just because they showed me her heart, I'm glad that she's going to the doctor, you know, because they'll make sure. But they could have just showed me the heart just because of the fact she was going to the cardiologist on Wednesday.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that's so. Well, I want you to actually stay a little active in it, Brian. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But yeah, so that she's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you've been too sick to move yet, huh?
Yeah.
Just so
It's like,
y'all know, I've been telling her she's supposed to be looking for another place to live for months now, and she still hasn't done it yet. Still hasn't done it yet. Telling you, you're gonna be happier. It's gonna be easier for you.
yeah.
You
Right
know?
now, I don't.
Well, right now you got to work on getting better, but really, at least, like I said, at least look into it. At least look into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will, but right now, I don't think neither one of us is thinking about any kind of move right now.
No, but I just have to remind you.
Yeah. We're trying to get through this.
Oh yeah, but this just happened. This just happened. You were in the hospital for a week.
Yeah.
You were supposed to be looking before then.
I know.
Sometimes I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with you guys.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try for something. We're gonna see what we do.
Well, it's going to be good. You'll find something good. All right. Well, I will send you some healing energy for the both of you.
Thank you. Thank you, Elena.
I'll do some distance healing on you. And then, you're going to be fine. It's just, and honestly, I think it's going to take you longer to get completely back to normal than it is Donna, believe it or not. Because it really hit your immune system. So just take really, you know, once you get through it, start taking. I have to get the supplements that somebody else took that almost died in the hospital. He almost died. And then afterwards, he just boosted everything, the immune system and all that. I have to find out the supplements he exactly took specifically. And I'll see if I can get a hold of him. And then I'll send it to you so that, you know, as you guys know a regimen, and that will help keep other sickness away as well. You know.
Okay.
And they're natural supplements. They're not all the other hoity-toity bullshit that's filled with garbage. Okay.
All right.
All right. I will do that for you. Okay, Mama. I love you. You too feel better. Give Don a hug from me and say it's from me. Okay?
I will.
Thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon. You're welcome,
All right.
sweetheart.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
She's going to check out. Let me go back here and see what I miss. Josh, you're absolutely beautiful. Stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense. You're like a spectrum of color. You radiate color and you shimmer. So stop your nonsense. You got to get your shimmer back. I think somebody's been draining your energy too much. We were at the ocean yesterday. Cool. I'm going back. Going back. Oh, that was his past life. Didn't you ever tell her that what you got when you did that? Okay. I'm going back, guys. Because there's something I think I have to address. Okay, back. Oh, soul retrieval? Angela, you can do one. Soul retrievals are amazing. I don't think my son. When you do a soul retrieval, now your soul, okay, listen. Your soul retrieval doesn't bring you back to your creation. Your soul retrieval is the session that you do that brings you through your life's traumas to bring them up so you can feel them. Because you either go through something because you gave away all your hurt and traumas that happened to you, could be because you gave pieces away to people and they hurt you, or because people took them without your permission, you know, that kind of thing. So there could be relationships issue, abandonment, things your parents did to you. Could be abuse, rape, stuff as a child, sexual abuse, all of those things. But also the regular things that happen within your life cause your trauma. Believe it or not, the first trauma you actually experience is childbirth, is going through the birthing canal and coming into the world, because you're in this, like we said with the other baby, in this beautiful place where you're happy, and all of a sudden you get forced out, and all of a sudden big lights, lots of people, overstimulation. It's a scary thing. So that's actually your first trauma, believe it or not. But you go back to when you're actually in your mom's womb. I've actually had people who went back and heard what their mothers were saying, and then one person actually heard their mother said that she didn't want the baby. And like in her life, the relationship with her mother, just because of that whole thing. But it helps you go through the traumas you had, pull them up and heal them completely, and then pull them back and makes your soul complete again. Nico even said, I'll never remember. Nico goes to me, it's like going through 15 years of therapy in 1 hour. Soul retrievals can last anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours. And that's because I don't just let you go. When you come out, we process what you went through. And then I help continue the healing process. And I'm there for you afterwards as well. And make sure that that's now your past life regressions, you go into past lives, and that you can go back to your creation when you were existed. And I do sessions that bring you back to that, and that's when you're basically make your soul contract and what your purpose is upon this earth. And where you're split from when you and your twin flame are actually split to go and do your work before you can come together again. You can get your book of life when we do the Akashic Records journey, and that can bring you back to your creation as well. So there's a number of different types of sessions you can do for different things. You just have to let me know what you want to do and you can get it done. Okay, guys. All right. I've got to go because it's 8 o'clock. Tonight we are doing, and I'm going to do it. Tell you what, Josh. Too funny. Too funny. I would have to, when Spirit gives me past lives, what I'll do, because I don't have the time for that now, because I got to get ready for the other thing, I'll bring you on next week, or I'll do it while you're on here in reference to past life, because usually when I do it like this, they'll show me something. Like with your friend, it immediately showed it. Good night, Becky. Come back on next week, Becky, too, so that I can work with you a little bit as well. I haven't worked with you in a while. And what do you call it? And then I'll do that and then even when you go to through your past life regressions, okay, do a past life regression, Joss. Do that. Come on, let's do a past life regression. That would be, Joss. In fact, you have to do a past life regression. Let's do a past life regression. It'll go through 3 lifetimes. Come on, do a past life regression. You know your past life regression will be fierce. Hello, Miss Deb Davis. How are you? But it's funny, when I tap into you initially, I mean, you really are a being of light. You know what I'm saying? Yours was awesome. It was, Dirty Mouse. Why? That's no fair. I actually have you guys set up in the Instagram live. So in the group, I actually call you in the group, and I'll be calling you guys at 8:30. And that's how you do it. So I'll be calling you guys at 8:30 tonight. In fact, I'm getting ready to hop off here and get ready for it. Anybody who's interested, but Joss, initially when I tapped into you about a past life, but I can't necessarily go into it right now, it's immediately dimensional. You truly are a being of light, and you just radiate. And I get more of a past life that leads me directly to like a dimensional life. And it is really cool what you looked like. You didn't look like a human. It really was like in the form of like you would maybe see if somebody's walking towards you and think that they were human, but it was definitely a being of light, and it's really, really cool because I can see the place where you were from. I can see, and for anybody who doesn't know, no, you were not an octopus. Stop the nonsense. And I think so. It's interesting because I can see, and I can see the other beings that are there with you, and we can do that. Michelle, go to your creation. And it was just such a peaceful face. There was no anger there. It's like those people didn't even vibrate on the energy of war, anger, any of those things. They vibrated on a higher level, which is really cool. So it's really, it's you really are so dimensional. And what frustrates me, and that's part of why you're so beautiful here, and part of why you do the music that you do. And it just, going through Atlantis and being there, and then that's the place you came through, and that's where it's very calm. I mean, it's just peace. They're in the state of peace. And the love that they feel wasn't necessarily that passionate love like humans go through, where that it's more like truly a universal love. Like they're all connected. It's like true universal consciousness. So they're in a constant state of unconditional love, and they have the love for everybody. It's just, I mean, that's home. Joss, that's home. That's home. It really is. So it's really cool that I got that. So I ended up doing it anyway, just because I wanted you to feel that. And you really have to, with everything that you're going through right now, Joss, you really have to tap into that again, that peace, that home, to help get you through everything that's going on now. Because this is taken out, what's going on now is taking you out of your comfort zone. And you really have worked very hard to stay in there. Miss Deb Davis, right now I'm literally jumping off. I've been on for about an hour and a half. So I will be back on again next week. If you would like, you can send me a direct message and I will answer you. Also, and you can get a session booked, whatever you need. But I have no idea, Josh. Okay. I do. You know better than that. But for anybody, like I'm saying, I am doing it. I'm going to do them every month now. They're extremely inexpensive. It's $15. It's tapping into, I'm sorry you're crying, but I love you. I do. And I just tell you the truth about who you are. I just wish you could see it. I really do. And everybody else sees it, anybody who knows you. But it's a full moon. Anything I do is like a journey. So I use meditation so people don't know any better, understand what the idea is. But it's tapping into this specific moon's energy. It's actually bringing you your spirit animal, which is really, really cool. So you're going to get a spirit animal with this full moon. And tapping into this energy, merging with it, having released what it needs to, and really start the process of your intentions okay? And basically cleansing you. The meditation is a straight meditation. It is only going to be 30 to 45 minutes long. Only reason it's going to be, hi Jeep lover, the only reason it's going to, and thank you very much, I appreciate that. And the only reason it's going to be 30, 45 minutes would be if it takes a while for people to get on. And it's just a straight thing. It's not like our regular journeys that we're on for a while because of the fact that we do an hour and then I do mini readings as everybody shares. So the other ones, the main journeys, you get readings and everything at the end of it. And basically that's like going on a magic carpet ride. I cross you guys over the veil every time. So I love you all fierce. If anybody wants to do the virtual meditation at 8:30, it's $15. You can either Zelle me or I can invoice you. You have until probably about 8:25 if you can get it done. PST to be able to register. And then I'll add you to the group. Okay. Otherwise, everybody else, you got your music. I will see you at 8:30. I love you all fierce. Thank you for being part of it. Please watch that the full moon live. It was a quickie, but it's because it's a lucky moon. It was so straightforward. There were no issues I really had to prepare you for, which was great, which was fantastic. So it is a lucky moon. This is going to be a lucky lunar cycle for all of you. And if you want, you can book your sessions and we can get it done and we can really work with the moon energy and get you where you need to be. So go to www.oneheartonespirit.com and you can book your sessions or direct message me, okay? And I love you all fierce. I do. And I will talk to you soon, okay? You guys have a great evening. Always, Joss, always. Alrighty. Bye.